see you again. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Saw you last week.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah,
Okay.
just coming back because she wanted us to come back really, so
Okay.
just giving it a shot, I guess.
Okay. Well, let's kind of go over what we did last week. We did a couple of screenings. We did a depression screening and anxiety screening. And you guys both scored pretty well on that.
Mhm.
So another part of what we do here, which is why I asked you guys to come again today, which is to go over, to screen for alcohol use, to see if that's at all an issue for you guys.
Okay.
So is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sounds
great.
fine.
Okay, and I also want to confirm that you both consent to discussing your scores together.
Yeah, that's fine. We don't
Okay.
hide anything from each other.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the questions aloud, and you both have the form in front of you to follow along.
Okay.
And do you guys have any questions before we begin?
No,
Okay.
not at this time.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you, I'll have you answer first and then we'll have Megan answer.
Okay.
That's
That
okay. So number one, how often do you have a drink containing alcohol? Never, monthly or less, 2 to 4 times a month, 2 to 3 times a week, 4 or more times a week.
I would say 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay, and also just to let you know, an alcoholic beverage includes wine, beer, liquor, which includes vodka, whiskey, brandy, and other like tequila, things like that. Okay,
Okay. So 2 to 3 times a week.
2 to 3 times
Yeah.
a week. And for Megan?
And I'd say 4 or more times a week.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay. And number 2, how many drinks containing alcohol do you have on a typical day when you are drinking? None, 1 or 2, 3 or 4, 5 or 6, 7 or more.
Usually 1 or 2.
1 or 2?
Yeah.
and I'm 3 or 4.
Okay. Okay. And how often do you have 4 or more drinks on one occasion? Never, less than monthly, monthly, weekly, or daily or almost daily?
Well, I would say lately, weekly, we tend to drink a lot on the weekends.
Okay.
So
Same.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 So let me go ahead and kind of tell you a little bit about the AUDIT-C since we went over it. So the AUDIT-C scores can range from 0 to 12. 0 means there's not really a problem, and then 12 means that there should be some sort of look into if alcohol is an issue for you or not. So when we were doing this, what do you think your score might be?
well, I don't think our score is that high. You know, I do see that we were kind of scoring to the lower, so I don't know. I'm kind of worried about it.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't feel like, I don't know, I don't feel like it's an issue. But yeah, like Maritza said, I mean, I can see on the first question, we're at like the more extreme end.
Yeah.
And obviously it doesn't sound good that we have 4 or more drinks on one occasion weekly, on a weekly basis. So seeing it like that, I can feel like it's not gonna be a good outcome.
Okay.
But I don't feel like it's completely, I don't feel like it's accurate of the way that we feel about it, or the way that I feel about it rather. I don't feel
Okay.
like it's an issue.
Well, then let's see what the scores are, and maybe that'll kind of see what's going on. I'm gonna go ahead and score this. It might just take me 1 minute. Is that okay? Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna, do you mind if I review the results?
No, that's
Just
fine.
to confirm again that we're okay doing this out loud. Okay. So Maritza, you scored a 7,
Oh, wow.
and Megan, you scored a 9. And just so you know that whenever people at low risk for alcohol problems, which is kind of what I talked about when I discussed what the AUDIT-C was, 0 to 12,
Yeah.
the low risk is from 0 to 3. So anything above that, there might be, okay.
Okay.
So I'm hearing you sigh, so let's talk a little bit about that. When I was doing this, when I was going over these questions, did anything come up? Were you thinking anything? What do you think those scores mean?
Well, you know, now that I know my score is high, now I'm a little worried about it. When you were asking the questions, you know, I kind of did seem like we drink well, I drink a little, a lot more than I should. So yeah, I'm kind of worried about that.
Okay.
And I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's a 9, and I still don't feel like that really. I don't really identify with it. And looking at the questions and stuff, it's never felt too abnormal for me to have drinks like that. I mean, when I was growing up, my parents were drinking at the end of their workday to kind of like, unwind and stuff. So it's never seemed that much of an issue. Obviously, seeing it's a 9 and the scale is up to 12, I guess I see on that end that it's a problem, but I don't feel like it's a problem for me still.
Okay. 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 Well, let's kind of see what alcohol does for you in terms of like unwinding and things like that, like you said, for your parents. So tell me a little bit about the good things about alcohol and the not so good things about alcohol or drinking.
For me is that it relaxes me, and then I get to spend time with her.
Mm-hmm.
The bad thing is that on the weekends when we do drink a lot more than for drinks, I do get a hangover after, so I feel like I'm not as productive as I should the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be the negative part of it.
Yeah, and for me, it's just been a lot with work lately. I got a promotion a couple months back, so I've been working a lot more stress. So when I come home, it just sort of puts me at ease, lets me unwind, like I mentioned before. I just feel a little bit more relaxed and not so tense from the work day. And I notice it kind of helps me sleep a little bit better at night. So I know that probably doesn't sound the greatest, but it's helping me with, just the change in work and stuff. So I don't feel like, it's hard to think of changing that. And, and I can tell, like with Maritza, she'll drink because I'm drinking. Okay. But I don't feel like that's, just because I'm doing it it's not a good reason for her to.
Okay, so I hear that, alcohol really helps you unwind at the end of the night. And it sounds like this promotion, while it's a good thing, I'm sure, it still adds a lot of stress, and the adjustment period is hard. So, okay, but what about some of the not so good things that alcohol does?
I mean, sometimes I might wake up with like a headache if I'm drinking on like a Tuesday. I might wake up Wednesday with a little bit of a headache, or when we drink a little bit more on the weekends, no one likes a hangover.
No.
And kind of losing that time in terms of like trying to recover and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I definitely say during the week it's not the best to wake up feeling a little bit foggy.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with you, having a headache the next day is not pleasant.
That's not. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else about drinking that concerns you a little bit, or?
Well, what Megan brought up, that I kind of follow her lead. Well, with her getting her new promotion, she's just very tired, so she comes home and has a drink. So what I do is, so I can spend time with her, I'll do the same. So I'll have a drink with her, so I can spend that time alone with her and talk. If I didn't do that, then I probably wouldn't spend any time with her.
Okay.
So yeah.
So it's almost like the drinking. Okay. So the drinking almost, you have to have a drink in order to spend time with her.
I feel like I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let me ask you this: on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not important and 10 being very, very important, how important would it be to look at your alcohol use?
Well, I think for me it would be an 8.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's obvious that we have an issue, so I think an 8 would be appropriate. I don't know what will be your score.
I mean, I was gonna say lower, but I guess hearing that, I'd probably say like a 5. But it's really just because, it's obviously a big concern for her. So.
Yeah, it sounds like you're somewhere in the middle, and it is a concern.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I think it is.
Okay. What do you think would have to happen for you to give that a higher score?
mean, I don't want the relationship to end, you know, I wouldn't want it to get to that point, especially if it's something that I could improve upon, or, you know, that something we could fix. So I guess if it came down to her leaving, her ending the relationship, then I'd make it a higher number.
Hearing her say that, does that feel?
That makes me feel a little bit more at ease, knowing that she's willing to, you know, work on the relationship and maybe consider a higher number. It makes me feel a lot better,
Okay.
more confident about our relationship.
Okay. When you say that you'd be willing to try things, I mean, what other things besides alcohol work for you?
Well, you know, before she got her promotion, we have 2 dogs, so we used to take our dogs on a daily walk, you know.
Oh.
She would come from work and then we would just go and take them for a walk. Sometimes I like to go to Zumba, so that, you know, we used to do that often before.
Okay. And what about for you?
Yeah, I mean, I really liked walking our dogs before, and,
Do you do anything for yourself?
yeah, I go for a run.
Okay, so you like running. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm just so tired lately by the time I get home.
It's
doing that
understandable. You know, it is an adjustment period when, you know, things change, and especially with the promotion and whatnot.
Mhm.
So, do you mind if I share some of my feedback with you and kind of?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So just to summarize, Megan, you scored a 9, and I know that you talked about that you don't really think that you identify with that, and you don't really think that this is much of an important issue unless it starts to turn into, it affects your relationship or Marissa might want to leave. But that, obviously, you did voice that this relationship is important to you. So, and Maritza, you scored a 7, and it sounds like some of the reasons why you're drinking is because you want to spend time with Megan,
Right.
And that's what she's doing, so you do it as well with her. So maybe, and it's obvious that you are very much supportive and involved in this relationship. So what do you guys think? I mean, is it time for a change? Or?
I think so. I think if it's gonna improve our relationship and, you know, we're gonna spend more time together and it will be beneficial for both of us, then yes, I think it's time for a change.
Yeah, I would say, you know, hearing her talk about it here and stuff, I'd be willing to make some changes.
Okay. Okay. So some of the ideas that I had had to do with like what you guys talked about, which was walking the dogs. And I know that you had just got this promotion, so I'm kind of like, just to start, I'm kind of trying to see if maybe we can see if you might start off getting the dogs ready when you come home from work, and then that way when she comes home, instead of just you know, rightfully so wanting to relax and stuff, but I'm wondering if you can, in order to have that time together, you can get it ready, and then when she comes home, instead of relaxing, you guys can just go do it together.
Yeah,
Does
no,
that-
yeah. I wouldn't mind, you know, getting the dogs ready and even getting her stuff ready. That way when she comes home, you know, from work, you know, she could just change and then we could go and take them for a walk. So yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that.
Okay, and then just so you know, like, we don't want everything to fall on you, so
Yeah.
once you get settled and everything, are you willing to take over and meet her halfway and maybe either try something else, or you start getting the leashes together or something
Yeah,
like that?
I mean, you know, talking about it right now, like, I know I'm still gonna be tired, but I would be willing to try it and see where we can see how it works. and
Okay,
stuff.
yeah, I mean, we have to be realistic, but I mean, I wanna make sure that you guys are both on board.
Okay.
Okay, so, why don't we wrap this up? I just wanna say thank you so much for both of you guys to being here, first of all, coming back. And then, of course, being honest with me and with each other. I really think that you guys both really care about this relationship. I mean, it really sounds like you've been supportive of her transition from getting this new
Right, yeah.
promotion. You're in it, you know, for the long haul, it sounds like, and you're willing to make changes. So why don't we see how that goes?
Okay.
I mean, are you guys willing to come back next week and talk about that? See
Yeah.
what
I am.
I will.
you will?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, again, thank you so much. We'll check on and see how it went.
Okay.
Remember, it's one step at a time, and then we'll discuss things. Okay.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you.
Should we go?